$13 an hour.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Fuck.
They're like
And
God,
then
more than I do.
27 cents.
You keep talking. All the cameras got jacked.
oh no.
I forgot to
then-
check them after Krista came back. Oh, so stupid.
In October,
Hello, everybody.
It's
Welcome.
okay.
6 months. Hello, welcome to the Happy Little Faces. Wait.
Almost.
No, this is tea time with
Wrong
Krista.
shout.
Yes.
Wrong shout.
Oh, shit.
Wait,
But in
what day is this?
October, if everything goes well, so that's like 6 months from now, I get $2 more as a raise. So I'll be making
wow.
18
That's
an
so
hour to
upsetting.
slap some icing on cookies.
They're
That's
really trying to
way
keep you
more
there.
than I make.
They are. So
Yeah, there's a lot than what I
Here,
made,
here.
but I quit my job.
Hey.
And I'm out.
But
No,
that's okay.
not for
'cause
me.
I was close to quitting too, along with Mallory. But instead, I chose money.
Sometimes I just imagine myself rage throwing my phone at my boss, and then I think maybe I shouldn't.
But I gave him demands. I was like, you guys got to make this a more professional place or I'm not
Right.
sticking around. Nope.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Lay your foot down.
I really did.
Do a Z snap.
You,
And that's
Is
You
it
know,
a Z? Is it a
you
full
deserve
Z?
some
I always thought there was like a
professionalism
curve
at your
in it.
workplace.
Yeah, it's a Z. 1, 2, 3, 4. Every corner. There was
I
a
thought it was
while where I wanted to be the kind of girl who Z snapped, and so I practiced it intensively for like 2 days.
Izzy said, name a more iconic couple, TTRP theater and technical issues.
Oh, man.
Someone
It's-
make a meme.
It's just me. It's my life. This happens to
You
me.
gotta do the.
Everything I do, there's a roadblock. I have to expect that one thing will be wrong at some point.
You gotta do the meme
It just-
of the guy
just always
like,
happens.
holding the girl's hand, looking at the other girl in the red dress.
Yeah.
And it's
And
a
it's-
smooth show and technical issues.
Yeah.
Curtis.
TTRP theater.
I'm starting to get used to it.
No, I love it. It's great.
No,
Well, this
it's-
is better than us having to like type out and mime everything we were doing on Happy Little Faces. You can catch
Where's
that on
Joel?
Sundays.
Yeah, just
I
put
can't
a
find
generous
Joel.
little plug
Oh,
in
there's
there.
Joel.
Hi. You
Hi.
can hear my voice.
Yeah, see, I was supposed
Is
to go
your
back and check
title
them after Krista came
Dumb.
in. And
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I can fix that.
The technical
Fix it.
issues give us time to finish
Yeah.
your bit.
that's all right. There's no worries. This is, it's live stuff.
Why does Amari have a plus sign by her name?
That's a really good question.
I've been wondering that for a long time, but I
Me too, but I
was-
At
never,
first I thought it was a
never
typo.
asked.
Thought it was a
But
typo.
I like it. It's kind of fancy. It's like a
I was-
little.
Marks?
I know.
That's why I'm wearing like
Who's that?
flourish. Yeah, razzle dazzle.
I want
Yeah.
the squiggly mark by mine. What is the squiggly mark's name? Does anybody
So-
have the name for the squiggly mark?
Ooh, I used to know what it was.
A schwa?
Is
There's
it
no
really?
way
Is that
that's what
the
it's called.
is
a
that the
schwa.
tilde?
The tilde?
Tilda.
Tilda.
Yeah.
I call
The
it
two
the
dots?
uwu because it
Tilda
usually
Swanson.
follows uwu.
That's an umlaut.
Oh.
I'll show
Yes,
you.
I did get it.
And
Uwu. Like that.
that's so good. And umlaut. And
Here,
ooh.
I'll,
And
An
uwu.
umlaut.
all right. This is how we get started, everybody. With our Heartland. I'll
Heartland.
give these folks something. See, I'm not even at the right place. Is this not I thought we did Heartland
Well,
on
I
Friday
just
nights.
changed it to
Where are
Manhattan,
we?
so I hope we're playing Manhattan.
And
Nope. We're gonna paint some faces.
I have to get used to all of this. What the hell is that? Because everything was messed up last time. And so now this time, everything was messed up when I came in, but I was too busy working on videos because I've got so much video projects that are supposed to be due like 2 months ago. And I thought, oh no, cool. Everything's going to be good with OBS. I over worry about OBS, Curtis. You just get over it. Everything will be fine. This is why I stress OBS, because then when I get in OBS, it's all jacked up. But we're here now. I've got the cameras fixed, at least until we go to break, and then I'll see what that scene has in store for me. But until we get to that point, we were in a very tense and scary moment as people had just gotten all of their memories back, save a big giant black hole between when the first show, Manhattan, ended and this 30-year thing that seems to be going on. At least I led you into thinking that. So you should be thinking that. If not, if I hadn't given you the thought about something weird in that regard. So you're in this room. Jerry has gone off to the bathroom, and you're in this circle with the three guys in the orange suits. Dan, Heaven is in there. Dr. McFadden. The girls had just recognized each other, and Dr. McFadden was like staring at everybody, just sort of watching in some sort of glee at what all was going on, rather than interjecting and taking control of group therapy. And of course, Dylan is in the room. Sasha had gone over and was putting his arms around Blythe and Joel to, his intent was to maybe that would help bring all of the remaining missing memories back amongst that relationship. And whether that was it or not, we'll never know. Or you'll never know, because I haven't come up with it yet. But you all are going to get your memories back at this time. Well, things are starting to break down. So with what happened in the bathroom that you are unaware of, other than just in the meta sense, that this snowballing effect of everybody getting their memories back. I say this only because whether you recognize it or not, your characters would sense a little bit of shift in the room. You know what I mean? You would be a little more susceptible, like you might describe an empath, or you know how you walk into a room and there's a couple in there and they're sitting on the couch and smiling and flipping through the TV, but you know 5 minutes ago they were yelling and screaming and at each other's throats or something, but now that you've walked into the room because they were expecting you to walk into the room, everything's all chill and cool. You know what I mean? But you know it. You just walk in the room and you don't have to say anything. You just kind of look around and you just feel that energy in the air. I do that, and yeah, I think everybody has a little bit of empath in them in one degree or another. Your characters being still searching for a divinity also have a little bit of that sense. So you can kind of sense a change in the atmosphere, as they say. And I got spoiled last week with my square camera, and now I've got to stay in frame. The things begin to change. I know where you three are. When I say you three, the hugging three, Harvey had just had the exchange with the hag, and the hag had said something to her to the effect of, now that we're gonna solve this together, or whatever it was her intent was. I think she was a bit vague about it, but she wasn't vague about the fact that you were going to do it together, and she was no longer to be seen, but you felt a little odd. Maybe she gave you diarrhea or something, a little poopy in the belly. Now, Amari and I'm silly sometimes, Ernie, what are you two doing? I assumed that you were kind of just onlooking, but Ernie, you're actually right in between Dr. McFadden and the three that are hugging. If I remember the circle correctly, I will pull us over to that for you guys. I have another page for you to look at too. And I'd actually started a battle map, but then when things began to change, I opted to do that at a different time. But so I have little cool things planned for you. So yeah, Dr. Kennedy, Blythe, Joel, and then Dylan is over there in that mix. Sasha had come across to hug. Jerry's in the John. Amari is there. And Heaven is actually over next to Dan and Orange Jumpsuit 3. I think it's where I stuck her. I couldn't remember where I put her. So you all, last time you saw Blythe, you do remember the events of Blythe. You remember how everything ended, but you don't remember what you really did after that. You have some emotion, and you can kind of feel like you're missing something, but you don't know what it is. But you all know who Blythe is. You all know who each other is. Amari, you are just, you can take this as a social scientist in some regard, however you like. And I want to start with Ernie, though. You're watching all of these people. Harvey, having just had that experience, I'm going to assume you're a little focused on that internally for the moment. But Ernie, let me get your thoughts on the situation.
So memories are returning, and up to essentially the end of the first season and then the enlightened episodes is all that we can remember.
Yes. Now, let me thank you for asking that clarifying question, because it made me forget one point. Your abilities are going to come back to you still through the narrative. However, your relationships, your thought of the world, that that you're in someplace wrong. That's kind of like you just took you just come off about 4 days of pain pills or something. You're a little foggy in that regard. So you don't quite know how to wave the wand, as it was. But other than that, you're good to go. Everything else for the most part.
And I recognize everyone, even though they're all 30 years older. Or do they look 30 years older?
I'm glad you asked. Roll plus soul. Roll to see through the illusion. I mean, I suppose technically we already are, but this is one of those things. I've been fussing about this during my noon show. I told them I'm going to switch KULT to a diceless game. Not KULT. I'm going to switch the long strange trip to a diceless game. A 17. They don't look 30 years older. They look familiar. They look how they should look to you. How your brain thinks they should look. However many years that you had been familiar with them. But it is not 30 years past. Well, you don't know how many years it is. They don't look 30 years older. I have to quit oversharing.
So I was looking at the little seating chart here. Is everyone other than Sasha and heck, who was it? Was it Joel and Blythe?
Yeah, they came to me. I was crying in my chair.
Blythe and Joel were embraced and crying into each other as all of their memories were flooding back into their heads. Sasha, not knowing that they were getting all of them back because they were still wondering about Sasha, went over and just, because Joel was like, who's this dude hugging me? And, it was all coming back in that moment. So when he put his arms around them, his intent was to try to bring memories back. And it was, all of this is happening like now, basically. You could feel the energy in the room. Doctor, you would know something's about to happen. You don't know what it is, but shit's falling apart, right? The veil has gotten weak in the recent years, at least from your studies.
So Dr. McFadden, is he sitting in his chair right next to me?
He is almost sitting. He's got his butt about 2 inches up off the chair, just out of pure excitement and anticipation. And his eyes are wide, and he's just watching Sasha and the girls.
So now that my memories are back, is there, do I recognize him? Is this like a former colleague, anything like that?
Nope, you don't know him from Adam.
So I'll looking at him, and he's like visibly excited.
Yes.
And so I cross my arms, and I'm just staring at him. I kind of got the squinty eyes looking at him, because that's a little suspect.
Yeah. You got the squinty eyes music too.
Doctor, what exactly is the point of this experiment?
He doesn't say anything. He didn't notice you.
What about the others around the circle?
The
Anyone?
Tom is watching Sasha and Joel and Blythe. The other two are just kind of talking to each other, like looking around as if they were trying to decide whether they want to make a run for it, or they're coming up with a plan as to what they're going to do.
Okay, well, I guess if no one's really paying any attention, then I'll get up and join the others.
You just ask him the one time, and then you see he's like not paying attention to you, and you're like, okay.
He's not paying any attention at all, so I might as well continue to explore this experiment myself.
Amari, what do you think? Well, I mean, that you could share, or what do you do in this moment?
I'm just chilling. Just hanging out, watching everybody.
Just chilling. As soon as you feel like doing something,
Mm-hmm.
feel free to interject. Harvey, you just had the hag, who is now taking a ride along with you. It's in your pocket, so to speak. What do you do?
Do I feel any different?
Hmm.
Well, I stand up to kind of join the others in the hug, and then this experience happens to me, and I fall backwards into my chair again, and I'm kind of shell-shocked with my fingers gripping the edges of it, and I'm looking around to see if anybody else saw that, or am I alone in this crazy experience with this lady attacking me?
Well, she's no longer attacking you. She's just riding along. It feels similar to some experiences that you had off and on as you sort of were tossed around like a football during the first season, when, Malkuth would just like pop in your head and start telling you shit, or when somebody else who said they were Malkuth would pop in your head and tell you shit. So it's that same basic feeling. So you know how to, okay, great, there's that, and then get on with it, I suppose. I've felt this old man corner mouth spit thing lately. It's driving me nuts. I'm turning into an old man every day. It's fucking shoot me now. Anyways, sorry, I wasn't trying to steal your scene. Go ahead.
So no one else seems to have noticed?
Well, I mean, we're like in a moment, right? So Sasha and them, they're kind of like,
Okay.
everybody's getting their memories back. And yeah, so there's like a little bit of commotion. And then with this energy, there is like this weird excitement in the air. Everybody's kind of like doing a thing. And the doctor has obviously not taken any control over it. There's, a nice walla, as they call it, of the crowd of people, as everybody's crying and sobbing and telling, oh, I miss you, love you, or whatever those two are saying to each other. And Sasha's probably slobbering all over him too. And I can imagine it's just a terrible, ugly scene.
Yeah, I definitely am crying as the memories come flooding back, and I'm staring at Blythe in disbelief. And kind of with a wild look in my eye, I look over at Dr. McFadden. What? Why are we here? What? And just starting to get a little bit more frantic. Wait. Did no one else see that? Did no one else? Anyone? Does anyone know why we're here? And I stand up from my chair, kind of pushing it backwards a little bit, and address everybody as a whole with my hands out. Because I'm not afraid to cause a scene.
Right. Yeah. Roll plus soul for me.
Okay.
Because what you have done inadvertently in this moment, this is one of those in the narrative moments that you walked right into perfectly. I love it. This is exactly what I was looking for. When you start to get, the adrenaline starts to pump and you're getting excited and, your voice raises and your arms raise and you yell out to the crowd with a 19. You have activated your charismatic aura. So you get 2 options from that list. It's on the bio front page of your thing, or you can click it from somewhere.
Okay.
So there's just a few options there.
I want to make the doctor pay attention to me.
Okay.
I'm talking to him directly, and he's focused on the rest. I want to catch his attention.
Dr. McFadden?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what is it that you yell out to Dr. McFadden to get his attention? Just, hey.
I'm asking him why we're
motherfucker.
here.
Right.
Without the motherfucker.
Sorry, that's a Kurt
And I want,
thing.
since I get a second option, whatever his disposition is towards me, I want him to be like open with me. Like if he went from ignoring me, I want him to pay attention to me and want to talk to me.
When you throw out that little second volley is when he looks at you. What's Sasha into? Sasha doesn't do sports or anything. Okay. When Sasha is sitting at the table after working and is counting his money, and you walk up and try to have a conversation with him about how the shrubs out by the front need to be dealt with because there's a lot of
trees are blooming, and when the leaves fall, it makes me feel like I'm in a springtime anime.
Yeah, and he gives you that slow turn of the head, that very slow, intentional turn of the head, like, can't you see that I'm busy? Except when he turns to look at you, you're like hit with a wave of this feeling that's been floating through the air. And his face starts to just dissolve in front of you as it turns. And it's sort of like a round circle with just a big black hole in the center of it. There's no eyes or mouth or anything like this. And he's got clothes on underneath his facade, just like robes. And he's got a cowl over the top, but you can see the kind of edge. And his head is basically just like this gray cylinder, right? Except that you see these little tentacles start to flip out from inside and sort of lick out and get a little bit longer. And then you see them come out the sleeves of his robes. These little tentacles fly out. And you don't see eyes, but you know he's looking at you. What do you do?
Whoa, holy fuck, Doc! And I turn around, and before all of this, my fight or flight response was always a flight, but I'm getting my memories, and I'm remembering my protectiveness, and I pick up the chair that I kind of knocked back and like try to stand in front of my group of huddled friends, and I'm gripping it. Like I'm surprised. I've just got shock all over my face, but I'm prepared to hit this guy with the chair.
I'll let you stand there with the chair. Amari, you're the one most observant as to what's going on, and probably the quickest to make any reaction. Are you ready to get involved yet? Or you still holding back? I just don't want to miss you because I'm notorious for that.
Oh yeah. Can I see like what Harvey sees? Like the doctor's form?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I want to punch him.
Are you punching me or the doctor?
Doctor.
You want to go for it?
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna roll terribly.
Let me.
Yeah, I'm more on defense than offense, so I don't go directly to hurt the doctor. I'm more stepping.
You're kind of across the
aside.
circle. Wait a minute. Let me see where on the other map because.
Yeah, where am I? Am I just like directly across from him?
Hang on, I had to switch pages there for a second. Yeah, he's like 30 feet across, but you're wanting to go get engaged with him because I can let you start making your move there because by this time Ernie's going to see what's going on and he can do something, and then you can go ahead and make your violence roll. He's not coming for you first.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Well, I also want to get involved in the hug, like the group hug. I just want friendship, you know?
Right. Yeah, that's been spoiled for you, I think. I mean, you can go get in it if you want. If you just be like, fuck that guy, and go get in the hug, I'll let you do that too.
Yeah.
That's okay. I like that idea. So you go for the hugs instead.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go for the hug.
That's beautiful. Kennedy.
No violence here. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Yes. I'm just going to punch him. Nah, I'm going to go get a hug. I love it. That's perfect.
That's how I started, and then I got possessed multiple times.
Yeah, it always starts out with a hug. Trust me. Is Kennedy there? Did he just duck down? Or is he going to do another one of those pop-ups on me? There, yeah. Oh, Chris. He always knows how to get a good moment. What do you do, Chris? You start, or Ernie, Dr. Kennedy. I can start calling you Dr. Kennedy again.
So, Harvey draws my attention back to the doctor. I turn around and I see that. Oh dear. That looks unpleasant.
Yeah, I don't think we should stick around.
Yeah, perhaps we should see about escaping this general area.
When all of this is happening and nobody makes any other moves, I'm going to say that the hug is starting to break up at this moment because Sasha has realized that something is going on. He is, of course, a very protective person, and I have already discussed this with our poor Sasha as far as what he might do in a situation like this, because he had to do something. He was Sasha, and there was going to be a big baddie like 6 or 7 feet away from him. So he turns to see what the fuck, right? Because he was just hugging, and his eyes are puffy and red, right, from crying with the girls. But, you know, he's got a little bit of his bluster about, and he turns to face this tentacle guy that's like 9 feet tall now that he's shed his Dr. McFadden illusion. And you can see that look on Sasha's face, like, oh, fuck no, right? And he's like, this ain't happening, just out of instinct, like he always did. And when he does that, for just a half a blip, you can kind of see that he loses himself for a second. And he just sort of flexes his whole body out, and this burst of black tendrils of smoke just smashes out from his body, just almost uncontrolled. He certainly didn't expect it or was doing it intentionally. He was going to go punch him like Amari wanted to. And when he does this, he sort of rocks back, but the illusion catches him, and you can see whatever is left of this room as it starts to break down and the walls begin to change color and the floor is changing color, and you realize the ceiling is disappearing. He bounces into some invisible rubber ball and flings back towards this tentacle monster, or perhaps it was the tentacle dude that did it. But he lands in the tentacles. The perfect hit. Probably was intentional. And you can sort of see Sasha just sort of flinch for about half a second and then go limp. And a little puff of smoke, this little black smoke kind of out of the hole from the tentacle monster in robes. I don't want to call him a monster. We don't know what race he is. He's probably a minority in his homeland, but he's not very nice. And a little wisp of smoke comes out of his hole for a face, which is a guaranteed fact that he's not going to be a good guy, right? So,
I just instinctively drop that chair and try to catch Sasha
right.
and trade out the chair for Sasha.
I was gonna say, I'm right there. I would for sure try to catch Sasha's limp body and start smacking him and yelling at him, trying to get him to wake up.
Catching him, he's in the tentacles of the grip of one of his arms, the tentacle monster, the wizard. He bounced off of the ball. He should have fallen back towards you, but he was stopped before he could because of that burst of energy, which hit, by the way, the robed, tentacled creature. He took a shock, he took a step back, but it wasn't enough to really do that much at this moment. And he pulled Sasha into him, and now has Sasha's head engulfed in a whole bunch of tentacles, and Sasha went limp, but he is still dangling about a foot off the floor by
I thought
the head.
I'm gonna hit a motherfucker with the chair.
I'm right on
Motherfucker
Harvey's
with a
heels,
motherfucker.
grabbing my own chair.
Right, no.
You don't mess with my man.
I do, though, want... I'll let Ernie and Amari pass this one, but Harvey, Blythe, and Joel need to keep it together. You don't know about Sasha's powers. We're unaware of our powers. Harvey just has now realized, oh yeah, I think I kind of remember I used to be able to get people to do shit or whatever. In that moment.
Keep it together, you said?
Yeah. Just because you've just seen Sasha and you just had this heartfelt moment, and now he's...
God damn it, mother.
9.
That's
fair.
Too.
Wow, y'all suck. I got a 12.
Thanks. Real support.
Who's got a train?
That's me.
I love it.
Choo-choo, motherfucker!
I miss my trains.
They can't hear me out there now because I've got my thing turned down. So... Oh, no, I didn't. I turned the browser down. They couldn't hear the music. They could hear me.
Oops.
I'm stupid sometimes. Okay, before I lose track of where I am and go off on some tangent. Yeah, who wants to do what? You guys are going to have your reaction. So I'm basically, giving Amari and Ernie the chance at the ball again. You don't have to take it now if you don't want to. I can still continue the scene if you want to stand frozen in fear, which is what I would be doing with a little poo running down my leg, as this creature who is now, after he's, gone to his full size, has got to be 9, maybe even 10 feet tall, well bigger than Sasha. Easily hangs him, but he's doing something with Sasha back here while other tentacles are still flailed out and pointed at the rest of you. Orange jumpsuits are sort of backed off. Tom is eked his way about halfway around the circle. Seems to be probably working his way over towards Blythe. That's information that I'm, again, oversharing. And Duke said that the other day. He's like, you overshare. In this stuff.
I have a
I do.
question.
Yeah.
do I recognize Ernie, or do I also recognize Tom?
You know everybody.
I know we have a big monster, but
Right. Yeah. No. You recognize everybody, and your experience regarding the mirror is just a mere bit of confusion in your head right now. You are not aware of that situation just yet. So you still think it is before you should have just stayed home.
Vanished.
Or no, that was when you snapped your neck, but.
Okay.
When I got to snap your neck. All right. So yes, you do know. What did you want to do something? You can make a move.
No, I'll keep it. I'll keep it to myself for now.
No?
I'm just backing away, mumbling to like, oh shit. Like just slowly trying to creep backwards.
Yeah. He's
I feel
watching
like
you as much as one can with whatever eyes that are, I guess,
I
hidden
want
maybe.
to try some shit, but I don't know.
What would Blythe want to do? I'll let you make an argument for it.
She would want to use her ice cold, I think.
Why?
Because this seems like a very chaotic scene. And usually in the past, she just knows how to keep her cool during this chaos.
You had a rough
like
life. It's a self-preservation mechanism.
It's always come very natural to her. And so she kind of remembers that. And I think I want to roll for it.
Yeah, I would say it's not really an intentional remembrance. You are just in the zone. You were just like, okay, I got to fall within myself. It's just a protective measure, and you're just good at it. It's just habitual, right? I mean, it's just like, because yours is like, some people do that and they cower in a corner and do it. Yours is much different than that now, when it used to be different, hiding deep inside yourself. Now you're a little more forceful, but go ahead and roll your coolness. It's just not quite so intentional. You know what I mean? You're just like naturally building yourself up. And what's going to happen is you're going to get some edges because of it, perhaps.
Okay, I got another 12.
Nice. Yeah, I've got the dark thing up. Some of the stuff I have looks weird. So 12 is good. You get 2 edges. Yeah. Which are in that list there on your page.
Okay. Yeah.
And you can use them anytime during the scene.
Okay.
If you want to use 1 now or 2 now, you can.
The monster isn't attacking us yet, correct?
No.
It's just got Sasha?
Mm-hmm.
Can I manage to snatch Sasha? Can I pull it from its tentacly grip?
What's your edge? Are you using an edge?
Yeah, it's managed to snatch something.
Oh, right. Okay. I just put it away to go see where you were on the map. Managed to snatch something. If I let you do this, here's how you can hold on to that thought. Yes, you will be able to get over to Sasha and snatch him, but this is a sneak. You have to sneak over there to snatch. I'll let you snatch something big, but you're going to still have to do it in the roguish kind of way. Okay. What you're needing now is meta, these people don't know this, although I'm sure one will oblige at some point, a distraction, right? So when somebody else engages, then you can go get your snatch. I don't know why that was funny. Continue.
Great.
So, Joel, I would assume that by this point, you're probably starting to get a little worked up in one fashion or another. What was your keep it together? Since I kind of spaced
It was a
that
9.
out. Oh, well.
It was a 9. So I
You're
really kind of don't jump into action. Right
Well,
away.
That's not necessarily the case with Joel. I mean, what is it like the Wolverine? Isn't that like that? I'm not a comic book guy, so I may be completely speaking out of context, but I always assumed that there was this, or like the Hulk, right? That you have this ability to rage, and sometimes it can go bad, and sometimes it can go good. So,
Yeah. That's a good point.
I would not, always, just because you get a 9 on a keep it together doesn't always mean you're cowering in the corner. It usually just means I get to control something.
Well, there definitely is like a moment of hesitation because we've just got this like whiplash of everything that's happened.
Right.
2 seconds ago, I thought that I was helping some random girl out in a closet with a murder. And now it's like, oh shit, that was Blythe. And now my best friend in the whole world is being strung up by a tentacle monster.
Yeah, it's intense.
So it definitely is like one of those hesitation moments. But then, then I would get really, really blindly pissed, probably grab a chair.
Right.
And just start heading towards the thing with no regard of
Oh yeah,
who,
that's
what,
good. Yeah, see,
how.
technically in a 9, I get to tell you what you do. The strain is too much for your mind to handle, and the GM chooses your reaction. I could make you cower powerless in the nature's presence. That's usually what I typically do because it's the easy way out, and I don't want to do something that you wouldn't do. I know what you would do. Cower powerless. No, that's not Joel. Panic with no control of your actions. It's not really Joel either anymore. Suffer emotional trauma. That does happen. You're going to lose 2 stability. I won't make it life-changing yet, but it's getting there because what happens as Blythe is taking this moment, because you've already started to walk towards him now, and Blythe has started to creep around the one side of the group. I'm just making this up as I go along, and McFadden sort of just flicks Sasha off to the side as if thank you, I'm done with that one. And he just, like a ragdoll, plump over against the corner of the wall and the floor, which now has turned into this dark, mottled, brownish, grayish color of stone. The floor is red, stained red. It's all different sort of like a mottled, different shades of red. And you realize that it's like, there's a cloth, maybe like a thin canvas or something that covers the floor. You thought you were just walking on concrete, but now when you see it, you realize there's a little bit of like squishy blood. The entire floor of this place is just like soaked, or just in this little, very thin layer of fabric that is soaked in blood, old and new, obviously from the various colors. The ceiling above you is not there. It's just black and empty. The door to the bathroom is not on the wall. There is no door on the wall. There's 4 walls and no doors.
Yeah, I'm just blind raging at this thing right now.
Make me a violence roll.
I'm just gonna go in for a WWE body slam.
Yeah, you knew that's where we were headed anyway. So yeah, maybe a violence roll. We'll just see if we did any good. A 12.
12. See.
Shows how often I spend looking at these. I know. What have we been doing?
I know. It's terrible.
I can't even find it on the damn. Oh, that's why I have these little things over here. That's what I should be doing. My own little tools. Player moves. Engage in combat.
inflict
Because I
damage,
was
but at a
looking for
cost.
something else. You inflict damage. Yeah. So what do? Describe it for me. You can take control back at this regard. I was going to fling you at him anyways. So you rage. You go at him. Like a dog goes to its throat.
Like they say, just to bring this into perspective, like the Winter Soldier walk from the Avengers movies, for all my nerds out there, that it is just killer eyes, just dead forward, don't give a fuck about what's in the path. It's literally just, she starts walking, grabs the closest chair and just takes it, and then starts running, and then slams it into this body. She's not tall enough quite to like jump and like slam dunk the chair onto the head, but she attempts anyways.
Oh, that's cool, because that's exactly what you do. You don't know where that comes from, but you've got something inside of you. And when you want to make that fling, you do it just like in the movies. There goes Joel. She just chair springs up off the floor like a springboard and comes down over the top of this guy. Roll to avoid harm for me.
Oh, that was a 12. I didn't. Okay.
Still not too bad.
There's a lot of 12s today.
Right. You don't lose any harm, but he catches you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Hang on a second. Excuse me. I had to cough. At least I know where my button is now.
And he's back.
Yeah, I did. I'm laying right there. Oh wow, I am laying right there. That's weird.
Oh shit. Pick it up fast.
Yeah.
10-second rule.
I thought I was gonna have to go to the 14-second rule. Your world is gonna go black.
Okay.
Yeah. The first one to fall. Let me see what time it is. Okay, so I've got to. What is the most important thing that happened to you between the group of Harvey, Blythe, and Ernie that are with you now that you remember from before? If you can't remember one, make one up that you think fits. They're all improv artists. They know how to play along.
The most important part was probably when we all came together as a group after we found the first killer, and I had him chained up in the basement, and everybody kind of just fell into the thought that she's gonna get what she wants. And then I got what I wanted, and I broke down in absolute tears. And I had a whole little family for the first time in a really long time to kind of back me up. And yeah, it was a lovely, warm moment. Just super weird for me, but that was like the first time it felt like I had friends again and someone to lean on.
So it would have been bad then if you had done that and been alone?
Yeah, that would have been very bad.
Then that's what happens. You are tortured. You have those emotions that you didn't want to have, as if you've never had. You don't remember your friends in this moment. And you are looking at the body of the man that you just shot. The gun is still warm in your hands. There's no one upstairs. You did this all on your own. You don't even know if they know you did it, or even if they're going to support you for doing it. They weren't too keen on it before. At least that's how you remember it. It's confusing. And also, for some reason, you feel free. Like, you know you're not in the hospital anymore. You're not in the room. You're out. You're in Manhattan. There is this shit, and that's going to be bad. And you don't know where your friends are. Were they with you back at the other place? Where was I? And it's just like that. It's gone. You don't remember anything other than the fact that you feel like a prisoner who's been in prison for 30 years, perhaps, who is now found perhaps maybe a sneaky way out. You also know that maybe you're in the arms of a tentacled dude. And then there's this body on the floor and a pistol in your hand. Oh, and you just rolled a 9 on to keep it together. That's a line we won't cross. Even if he's not here, I won't cross it. I already mentioned it. That's scary enough. So just tell me what you're thinking. What do you want to see happen? How would you want to get out of this? How would you like to see this whole thing resolved? Obviously, you want to get out of this, whatever this is, because at this point, I don't know if you could trust it or not. You certainly can't trust me. And then if you've got, or as Joel's just like, I don't want to go back to that tentacle guy, right? That's a lose-lose. They're on the door in that place. I don't know. I'll shut up. You tell us before I overthink it for
There's
you.
a lot of confliction in it because I'm very, 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 very protective of my friends. And there's still that guilt that I can remember from when I wasn't able to save Blythe. And being here in this room again in this moment alone with a dead Lictor in front of me, knowing that it was one of the guys that killed my parents, and knowing that even though I did this, it didn't make it better and it didn't ever solve the problem. I still don't know why or how or what the whole point of it all was. And so I just take a deep breath, and the section of my house that we're in is like the basement bunker area, and there's like a whole armory down here. And I just like start grabbing a couple supplies like I normally would and stuff them into my backpack, and grab a couple pistols and tuck them into the back of my jeans like always, and just like stand there and stare at it for a minute like I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Right. Make 2 rolls for me. 1 plus 0. And yeah, both of them are zeros. Yeah, just make 2 rolls.
Okay. There's the first one, it's a 7.
Oh boy.
And the second one is a
Yeah.
12. Why 12? What is up with 12 today?
You're a hot one tonight.
Right.
All right. You get to hold that thought. We're going to go back to reality. Seems kind of funny to say that. And Blythe, Ernie, and Harvey now see what has happened with Sasha and Joel. Amari, you as well. We're coming up on break time here pretty soon. We'll say about 10 minutes, give you guys a chance to react to the scene.
I also rolled a 9, keep it together, so
Thank
do
you.
with that as you will. I imagine I started charging with my own chair, and then I shat my pants, and Joel probably took the chair out of my hands to do her big superhero move.
Oh, for sure. Just was like, give me that.
I could see something like that too, but Harvey's quite not that way anymore, if I remember correctly. You are unnaturally strong, and that is an ability that you just haven't really had a chance to test yet. So if any weakness or anything like that, that's not happening to you. And not that one yet. That would be really mean.
It's okay, be mean.
You're also quick. And I'm not going to let you change what happened to Joel, but I will give you the opportunity to arrive at the same time with her. And since he grabs her, he's not going to grab you yet. And if you want to make a violence roll and use a weapon, I don't know, did Harvey ever get to the point where he carried a weapon of any kind?
I think Sasha made him carry a gun. But not really. I mostly just did stuff with my hands.
I would think by this
my
point,
main objective was to get to Sasha, so I feel like
well, we're just going to channel a
if
little.
he threw Sasha, I probably would have gone there.
Right. Make me a roll plus soul first.
Okay. See through the illusion. 16.
And you're all like, why would he do that? I don't know, because I'm funny that way sometimes. It is, the sort of the Sasha effect in regards to what you do. And you do have your quickness and you have an awareness that you're pretty quick. You don't know that it's like flash quick or anything like that, but you're like, whoa, that was kind of cool. One of those moments. And you just instinctively reach back behind your waist and pull a 45 out. It's a Desert Eagle. It's a nice one that you had tucked in the back of your pants and aim it at him. Do you pull the trigger? You want to roll violence?
Sure.
He does have Joel.
I feel like I'm still kind of shaky with the gun. Yeah. I feel like I should have some penalty to this, but I don't want to give myself.
What's your violence?
It's a -1.
Oh, that's the penalty.
True. 10.
I won't make it any worse because the bad guys are really bad. 10, and you guys will give me enough bad rolls tonight to make it worth my while. Get my sadistic nature out. My sadistic nature.
My sadistic nature.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. You've got this pistol, and you have to think it's like Sasha doing it or something, but it's really you. And I'm just kind of stalling for time while I look at the Magnum handguns, which is what a Desert Eagle would be. I was right. There it is. You can overshoot and just like go all out. You just want to unload it on this creature.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And they all you start. They all hit. He jerks, and with the last bullet, Joel falls to the floor. Doesn't get flung. Dr. Kennedy, I'm coming back to you next. After break.
Yeah, I'm like flinching and screaming as I do this.
Here's the cliffhanger for the lunch though, or break lunch. I think I'm at work. When you do that and you feel that little whatever energy, emotion that you feel when you fill him full of holes, at least 6. You are standing in Joel's apartment with Joel having just had this scene and you are going through these emotions. You don't know what's happened with Joel, but you know that you're now in some different situation and she's in front of you. And, so we'll come back and you'll get to suss that out. So, let's go to break and we'll be back in just a few. Oh, there it is.
Hey, Erica.
3-4 bumpers later. We make it back.
84 years.
I know. I was lost in OBS hell there for a moment.
Dave.
Come take a vacation and come hang out with us.
I know.
We
I really
will show you all of Georgia, please.
Please.
Who?
This is all
Erica?
of Georgia, and they take
Actually,
you out to the front yard.
Dade and I were talking about going to Montana this summer to do a girls trip. No
Ooh.
boys allowed. Sorry, Curtis. Sorry, Chris. I suppose we could let you two come though.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure I only barely count anyway. It's all good.
You just here. This is going to be the perfect segue back into the game before we get on some complete. What do they call it? Fantasy chain. Anybody can channel Gil. Those words that you just said, Erica. I'm not going to repeat them because I probably will slip up on a few of them by now. But you could clip it, and that is the first sentence to a porn movie. Something about the girls' trip. It's just girls, but we'll let you two come.
Loud.
Right, and then
you guys can come.
right, yeah. If you totally put the wonk 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 in the background, yeah. I totally saw that in a completely different light. It just shows you where my head is most of the time. Speaking of where people's heads are, Joel's is no longer in the grasp of the tentacle magic creature.
Seen enough hentai.
Yeah, however,
Sorry.
Fun girls.
Harvey
Fun girls.
is
Girls trip.
Harvey is now about 8 feet, 10 feet away, with his arms stretched out, with the pistol that is at this point going click, 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 because he's fired all the bullets out of it.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, he's could be in harm's way. Just saying. And so who's going to go first? Maybe 10 minutes is too long to break.
I'm hearing the gun go click, 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 and I just like stare at him and then go, Jesus Christ, Harvey, and grab the gun, pull it out of his hand.
I let
drop
you.
the clip in it.
As soon as you grab it, I let go of it and I have my hands up.
Where's your stability at
What
right
the-
now, Joel?
Well, about that, it's a neurotic.
Just make me
great.
maybe an act under pressure roll. Just because you just had a 9 on to keep it together, so you're kind of, although you're not like balling in the corner.
Well, there's like
you're
7
in that-
and 12 that are hanging out too that I'm scared of.
Right. But if you're going to go for Harvey's gun, if you're going to do an action like that, then I want you to. It's going to be difficult for you, so you got to roll for it. You have to. There's
It's
pressure.
11.
The pressure of your own brokenness that is going on, not broken with capital B. Okay, so yeah, I just get I get a move. No, this is just the act under pressure. So what you're going for Harvey's gun, you get Harvey's gun, you don't drop it. That's good. But it was empty anyways. What do you do now?
Right. I just drop the clip out of it and I just stare at him and I put it on the, like, we're downstairs, right? It's still in the bunker part.
Yeah.
So I just set it on a shelf completely apart and just set it down and brace my hands against the shelf and just take as many deep breaths as I can, trying to let every single conflicted emotion, confusion, like the I don't know what the fuck I'm doing feeling wash over me for a second.
Right.
Is the monster in this bunker with us? Or
No.
did we just appear here after?
Yeah, you just appeared here.
Okay.
You don't know why she's here because you don't know that's where she's a body laying back there. Last time you saw her a second ago.
Okay, yeah, I'm wigged out and I've switched my hands from a surrender to like go through my hair and just kind of tousle my hair up a little bit. Where, how did, what? Fuck. Joe. And I just go up and wrap her in a big bear hug.
I just kind of flinch a little bit because I'm not quite sure if you're real or not. And so like that
Sorry.
instinctive like
Sorry. And I quickly pull away and drop my hands from her and wipe my hands on my shirt because I'm sweating profusely.
no, it's It's fine. It's fine. And then she just like hangs her head and walks towards you like, you may hug now.
Okay. Okay.
When,
I will hug her.
yeah, halfway through her walk over towards you, she turns into a dog.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
I go from nervous laughing to like a little bit of like genuine, still nervous, but like it's like, oh my god, I'm sorry. You. Oh my god, you're a dog. Oh my god. What?
Here's the thing. What kind of dog did you always turn into, Joel?
A German Shepherd.
Right. Yeah. This is an uncontrolled something or other that just happened. And you're not a German Shepherd. You're a Rottweiler.
Oh, what the?
Now is not the time. I don't.
Yeah. She starts slobbering on you.
It's really very. Oh god.
Oh,
I get
no.
down on my knees and I accept it, and I'm just like, oh man. And I've still got like tears on my face from that thing with Blythe, and I'm shaking from the adrenaline of shooting a gun, and just, I love it. Oh no. Oh Jojo, I really don't need you to be a dog right now, but we gotta find a way. We gotta get out of here. We gotta find the others. Where did they go? God, you can't answer me. Shit. Okay, get down, girl. Down, girl. I appreciate it. And I gently try to urge her off of me.
I'm going to let you two play for a minute. Maybe you can find her a chew toy. Kennedy. Wake up, man. You need to observe something. How heavy have you been watching this on a scale of 1 to 10? These are the questions I'm supposed to ask before I let you
Well, there's
go off
yeah,
stage.
there's very little that I can do to, take down a 10-foot tentacle monster. So I've been observing, and that's about it.
Roll +0 for me.
That is a 5.
Because I think it is. I
Oh,
think
dear.
it is sort of in some regard some weird sort of edging torture for Dr. Kennedy to know that you do have the power to fix this. You just don't know where it is or how it's got it, but you know you've got it. So I'll just let that do its own damage. And what was it that you were wanting to do? You're just nothing. I mean, you're just going to watch or continue to observe. Oh, roll me an observe. That's what I was wanting you to do.
Observe a situation. That is an 8.
And you guys can do these at any time, really. Well, you still get to ask a question if you want to get a little bit more information. You, of course, know something bad's going to happen. Well, I get a move. And it can be one of those or one close to it. Use them as a guide. We'll find out what Blythe's doing next, too.
Yeah, what is my best way through this?
Your best way through this is to see what's really going on. We are under the impression that the illusion is just like a single layer. It may not be that way. And if you have grown to the powers, just in sort of meta talk, of being able to manipulate the illusion in some regards, then others probably have the ability to do that in some regards too. So it's just a matter of finding clarity in this moment after all of this fogginess and you being in the washing machine for what you think is 30 years, and you're going through all of this, so it hasn't come to you yet, but that's the answer.
Then I would like to see through the illusion if I can.
Yeah. Go ahead and make me that roll. And I was going to lead Amari on too into that direction anyways, because I knew she would get there eventually. They would get there eventually if they hadn't done it already.
I have a +4 in soul, and I still rolled a 9.
Man, you guys are on it.
That's 3 fails in a row for me, by the way.
Something.
I think it's rigged. I'm done with this shit.
Kennedy is just, you're looking, you can feel it. It's almost to drive you insane. It's almost to, you're going to start developing some sort of mental compulsion. We just haven't found out what that's going to be yet. But it's like that. You get obsessive about things now in your older days. Years of Inferno and all that good stuff, and this and the trauma, man, the trauma. And you can start to see little ripples, right? But you can't see through them. Something's there, but you can't see it. And that time ticks away. Meanwhile, wait a minute. No, you are, you also draw the attention of this thing, who does not like the fact that you're looking at it so hard. They've kind of stepped out a little more central into the circle a little bit as, this melees have taken place, but it's still pretty much there next to you. And he sort of pivots because you're going to be at his flank pretty much. And he spins, sensing whatever it was you were just doing, concentrating so hard. You don't really know exactly what you're doing except concentrating so hard. And roll to avoid harm as he flings some tentacles out of his sleeve into your head, neck, shoulder area. Oh, you guys are awesome.
Yep.
Blythe, you're the next closest. Amari, you're the only other person there. The other two have shimmered away, and Blythe, things are starting to look kind of scary now. Sasha just got tossed. Joel's laying in a lump, was laying in a lump. Now she's not even there on the floor anymore. Don't know where Harvey just went. I keep wanting to call him Henry. And you don't even know Amari. I mean, you know her kind of, but you don't know her. The other people in the room are seemingly like frozen in fear. Dan is in a ball on the floor, bawling and weeping. And the two jumpsuit guys, other than Tom, they're not engaging. They're looking for a way out. That's how you've noticed that there are no doors. They're like trying to find and yelling and cussing about doors. Just to give you an idea of what all of these other people are doing. Heaven's not doing anything, just sort of watching. And what are you going to do?
And what's Dr. K doing? He's just chilling.
Well, he just got swiped at with the tentacles.
Okay.
So it's in the heat of everything. You're just kind of watching it all sort of happen at once. Because really it all happens rather quickly.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to go check on Sasha. I think that is my plan of action. I was already going to save him from the grips of the tentacle monster. So I think once the monster threw him, I would be running to his side, and
Well, yeah, and you
checking
still
to
had
see
your
if he's
snatch.
awake or
You
breathing.
still had your snatch edge that you never really got to use. We kind of put you on that sort of trajectory, but then he got flung.
Mhm.
So you can still have an edge too if you want to pull another one out at some point. I'll let you have that since you didn't really get to do that one.
Okay.
And you can go to Sasha. Sasha is cold. He's been laying there for 15, 20 seconds, but he's not breathing. There's no pulse.
Oh.
What do you do? You can either keep it together or act under pressure, depending on what you choose to do next.
Well, you know me. I gotta do something stupid. So, I think I'm gonna get mad. I think this pisses me off. Here I am, just now remembering all of these friends, and they're here in front of me, and now this shit is happening again? I wanna go attack the monster.
Make me a roll plus soul.
Okay.
This could be, I didn't even think of this. This could be a good one for you.
All right.
I'm giving you divine, which is one of your, I believe it's I don't know if it's enlightened. No, it's not an enlightened ability. It's one of your advantages, one of your add-ons, I think, from later on. There's something about you that reminds your former servants, because ultimately, folks, that's what all of these creatures are. They used to be your servants. God only knows what terrible things you did to them, of what you truly are, which is ultimately more powerful than them if you can ever harness it and control it. Whenever you encounter a monstrous creature, you can roll plus soul and see what happens. And with 15, this creature mistakes you for a god and drops what it's doing and sort of, in as much as it can express, you can sense not any sort of respect other than a beat dog might give you, you know what I mean? But it does start to, you can see it start to relinquish. Yeah, you get 3 options.
All right.
And it seems like there's only 2 on that list.
Yeah. But I get it 3 times. I love it. I'm going to command the creature and force it to obey my order. I'm going to give it the Blythe eyes.
What do you want it to do?
Now look here. You come in and you ruin our reunion? Are you serious? Get over here. And she's commanding it like a beat dog. Now, I need you to turn around and go back to wherever the hell you came from, because I'm sick of your shit. Got that?
Too good. He shifts back into his Dr. McFadden look, except he's red and sweaty and tired looking. And he's got bullet holes in his chest. And he looks down, and he's not like bleeding a lot, and he doesn't seem to be too awfully worried about him, but he does sort of like cough a second. And he's like, and wow. We're just gonna have to hold this thought for a moment, because what happens next could depend on a whole lot of different things. Because it could just go, you could go back to the hospital. I don't know what everybody's thinking, and two of them aren't even there. So, Amari, you're gonna have to do something. What are you thinking watching this whole thing? You figured it out by this point. I think that, however, you may not put a definitive box around it. You know, it's all part of the same web, right? So, with that in mind, is there anything that you want to try to do, or is inaction your best strategy at this point? Because I'll accept that as well, if that's the move you want to make. I just don't want to get to the end of the game and be like, Christian, have me do nothing, right? Because that's what I worry about. You know, I worry about shit that I shouldn't worry about.
Not at all. Man. Yeah, I am kind of tired of being here. I want to go where Harvey and Joel went, because they just vanished, and that seems to be a better place than here. So I definitely, okay, so during everything that Blythe does, I'm going over to Sasha, checking him out, seeing that he's unresponsive, probably dead, maybe, doubtful. I go to Blythe and I'm like, huh, man, what a wild dream, huh? And can I? Oh, no. Blythe, were you gonna say something?
Can I respond to her, or
Yeah.
was this after she just witnessed all of that?
Yeah, it was after. I mean,
Yeah.
She's
Okay. A dream?
Yeah.
This isn't a dream. This is
A nightmare, maybe. Better word.
no, it's hell.
just make me a soul roll, Amari.
I know.
Oh.
I'm trying to convince Janine to order sushi, but she hasn't responded to me.
Let's go,
Right.
Chris.
No sushi yet. We're back. We can't get sushi yet. We gotta finish. I got us back. Man, I almost lost him to sushi. No, wait.
no.
We're almost there.
Did I do that wrong?
But then
Almost
sushi.
there.
Yeah, but then
Then
sushi. Right. Yeah.
I
Okay.
just
So
want
somebody was going to do
open
something.
this.
Who was it?
Yes, me.
Okay.
I asked the monster for the way out or a key.
This is the way.
Show me
This
the way.
is the way.
I
Hmm.
commanded him because he is technically a monster still, and I had 3 options.
Okay. He's going to start to do that for you. It seems like maybe he has to do a little bit of a ritual, because the first thing he does is he pats his pockets, and then he kind of looks at you sort of embarrassingly and says, you know, does the finger and turns his back, and he pops up into his other shape and starts fishing through his robes to get that process started. Who else wants to do something?
That's so funny.
Silence is golden.
I mean, you didn't like ever say what happened to me when I got bitch slapped by a tentacle. So
Oh,
Dale Manor.
did I have you roll harm? I don't think I had you roll harm.
Body just broke.
Yeah, I mean, you
have
avoided
to
it.
Roll to avoid harm.
Now
and
you
I
have to-
rolled a 9. So
Okay, so
I did not. avoid.
endure injury
My cat
minus
is sweating it
2.
up with those pets.
Oh, that's not gonna be good.
Don't die.
Ernie dies in episode 5.
Ernie is brittle.
That is an 11.
Ernie, don't die.
He already killed Sasha.
I
I'm gonna
believe
deal with
with
that
an
existential
11.
crisis when I come back.
I'm hoping it's not true. It's just not true. Or I'm gonna just cry rivers of
The
tears.
beginning.
Six.
More like strawberry milk.
As fucked up as Duke's brain is, I'm assuming at this point he's like, yeah, sure, kill me off. Let's do it.
He's
No,
he's the
not
type of
exactly
guy
what
who
he
would
said.
say something just like that sometimes, wouldn't he? Say something
Make
like
it
that.
dramatic.
No, I'm not quite done with Sasha yet.
Fix your lighting.
Right. Hey, we survived the thunderstorm, so that's pretty good. With that one, it's going to. He's just gonna. You took a blow, right? He whacked you. You are gonna have a nice, good bruise. Probably a headache for a while, but it's not overwhelming. There's no serious wound. It does throw you off balance, and there might have been a loss there, but at this moment, you don't know what it was. In the you lose something category. Although I says pick one condition, I gave you about 3 little bitty ones from each. With no wound. Just a very nasty bruise. So you can like pick your old ass up off the floor, and you're really not as old as you thought you were. Mind over matter. It's amazing how strong the illusion can be.
Okay, so Blythe gave him the you stop that right now, mister.
yes.
And then he turned back into Dr. McFadden, and then he did the and like popped back up as a big giant.
He seems to be
tentacle.
taken by her at this moment. Yes. Although you know that that's a volatile relationship.
Oh my god, that was ominous as fuck.
I may have pushed my limits.
That was perfect.
It was, wasn't it?
Okay. Well. Yeah, no, I'm all right. I'll let Blythe take care of it then.
You don't want to get involved.
Ever observant.
No, I got bitch slapped by one of those tentacles earlier.
Yeah,
so.
that's about par for Ernie. He's fishing for a tape recorder now, thinking, where can I get one of those and get this on record?
Yeah.
Amari, you have your interaction with Blythe, and then you turn just instinctively and logically to where the other two had gone off in direction, because the illusion works in that sort of same directional system that we live in. And did I have you roll plus soul? Sometimes I'll do that and then forget. Oh, you're right.
25
So you basically turn and look to where they were, and you can ultimately see them. They haven't really gone anywhere technically, because the illusion is weird. You have to kind of get past this whole dimensional sort of thought process, which is very hard. But not for Amari. She's been fishing around in it for a minute. I think we've all, that's not spoiling anything. The hints have already been out there. So you see him, and at this point you can be as colorful with it as you want. You could reach in and grab them and pull them out. You could grab everybody and jump in with them. You could wiggle your nose and turn it into something else to get everybody to calm down. But this will be, unless somebody else, I'll let you guys have your reaction and pull them or just go there. If that's all you wanted to do, you could do that too. Just jump in with them. But that'll be the closing scene. So I'll just let you guys, have your moment, and you can take as long as you want. But yeah, jump in there and I'll answer questions. I'm not like cutting the game short or anything, but this will probably be the last scene. So you have, you can do anything you want, pretty much. Not anything you want, but in this circumstance, an easy manipulation. These guys were getting brainwashed or something. They should have picked up on this.
Who's getting brainwashed?
Them. You can sense how powerful they are.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like a 5-year-old violin prodigy who just doesn't have anybody to teach him how. He's got the skills, but they got to find it in themselves.
Mm-hmm. And I can see Harvey and Joel in the apartment, or they're just their bodies are there in the room.
No, it's like looking through the floor. They're like in the floor below you, if you want to think of it that way, except you've got like X-ray vision. So it's just like this gradiated hole in the floor. I mean, you can envision it any way you want. In fact, I encourage you to envision it any way you want because it won't be wrong. And, but yeah, they're there, and it's just, whatever your mind decides to do with it.
Perfect. So yeah, I definitely see a hole, and I see Harvey and Joel, and the hole is getting bigger, and it just starts to swallow the room. It just picks up Sasha, pulls him under, picks up Blythe, and Dr. Kennedy pulls him under. And I imagine probably wherever Jerry is, I want to pull him too, because I just feel like he's a part of everything. So I just pull them all down into the apartment room and then just hop into the hole, and the hole closes.
Make me one more soul roll, just so we can deal with the Jerry thing.
Poor Jerry.
Poor Jerry.
Damn.
Ding.
Oh, I didn't pop this chat back out. My roll 20 is
Yes, Curtis.
now. I'm mumbling. Sorry, my roll 20 is mumbling. Sorry. I can't get the chat back out. I was looking over here because I couldn't pull it up on roll 20 because I had popped it out for Discord or OBS. But either way, it's not important.
Wait, am I still a dog? A wrong dog?
Yeah. Meanwhile, I've been like, all right, we gotta get back and we gotta help him. Okay, so just sniff out what guns I should take. I don't know.
Let me ask
I'm
you.
trying to get you to like point to which gun I should take off the wall of this bunker to try to go back and help them.
It's a good time to ask, I think, Joel, are you comfortable? I don't know. What does it feel like? I mean, would you want to not be a dog, or is it an inconvenience like, a Shaggy DA movie or something, right? Like, I don't want to be a dog right now.
It's and then the ominous thunderclap. Like, don't say the wrong fucking thing.
Shut up, Curtis.
It's a little uncomfortable because the body doesn't feel right, if that makes any sense.
Right.
There's just something off about it, and I'm not quite super sure what it is.
Right.
But something feels very wrong about it because I like haven't looked in a mirror or anything to know that I'm not the right kind of dog. And it's definitely like super inconvenient of like, okay, this is not what I needed to happen right now. So then it's like going back and trying to figure out, okay, why did this happen? Is it because I'm feeling distressed? Is it because I'm...
Yeah, and I haven't even acknowledged that you're a different dog. I'm just like, oh, she has another dog form. Okay.
But you were trying to like calm her down, or at least reassure her of the situation, if I understood your meaning correctly. I would say you could take the relationship to stability, because you are, I mean, you're practically family with Harvey at this point. And if you are inconvenienced by the dog form and would rather be out of it, then it will start to subside. If she's calming you down, that's why it happened to you. And if you don't want to be it, then as you calm down, it starts to go away. And you can make it however you want as far as like, you know, the actual transition, if you want to describe it or something or not, it doesn't matter. But that I'll leave those aesthetics to you. But no, you can change. You can just make it magical, just a blip. That's fine too.
Okay. But Olivia was doing something. What was Olivia doing?
Yeah. And well, she was observing all of this, and yeah, you're coming in as this interaction with them is happening. So yeah, she's brought the whole thing down on you guys. The whole surrounding changes for everybody. What is it? Oh yeah, go ahead. Or maybe I envisioned it wrong.
As we enter, can I just have like flower petals fall around us?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Jerry with you? That was what we were trying to figure out.
Oh yeah, what was the role? No, here you get to describe it. You can make it whatever it is that you want to be.
Like the cherry blossoms of a spring anime.
Yeah, Curtis has reached his limit because I'm going in 15 different directions at once now. And I can't see if I can chat. What did you roll?
I rolled a 15.
Oh. You don't know where Jerry is, but you know that while all of this stuff happened, somebody came and got him. There was other presence. There were other things here that you just didn't have time to find the focus to see because these guys were so damned entertaining. But yeah, you do know that in the chaos. And so I would say that instead of how you're feeling about it now is like, I need to, like, he's a loose end. You're more concerned. You're worried. Like you wanted to grab him up. You knew where he went to. But now that he's slipped behind a veil, he's gotten lost or somebody snatched him up is what you think because of the energy involved. That's how I would, so that you don't feel any guilt about missing him or something like that. You can feel guilty that these poor suckers are going to miss him, but you didn't do, it wasn't because of anything that you did. So, yeah, so go ahead and describe before. I love you guys. I really do. I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but, yeah, go ahead and describe this beautiful place. I'm anxious to hear about it before I get zapped.
Okay. Yeah, no, I just imagine us falling, everybody else falls into a heap on the floor, and I just gracefully descend from the ceiling. Cherry blossoms falling down.
You land on top of...
Yeah, and I just land on top of everybody sitting on them like it's round. This was fun, guys. Thank you. And it's just still Joel's apartment. Nothing's changed except for the petals that litter the floor.
Do you stay or do you go?
Do we stay here? Or
No, you. You brought them back. They seem safe for now.
I'll go. I'll leave.
What? Wait.
Mysterious. I like it.
You just disappear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the flower petals stay behind or do those go with you?
Oh no, flower petals behind for sure. Calling card, obviously.
I bend down and pick up a petal, lift it to my nose. I will see you again.
And for everybody else out there, we want to say good night, sweet dreams, and we love you. Say it.
Good night.
Good night, sweet dreams. I love you.
Sweet
Good night, sweet
dreams.
dreams.
Because
I
slow
love
tonight.
you. Good night, sweet dreams.
Motherfucker.
Can I shoot that motherfucker?